again from the sea as you were. Bless him with salt. Bless him with stone. Bless him with steel.
What is dead may never die.
What is dead may never die, but rises again, harder and stronger.
The distant screams and struggles of Lord Dane could be heard from the beach outside Starfall, as the Iron King and his captains celebrated their great victory with Dornish red. Ragnar and his men had tied Lord Dane down to await the incoming tide. He would make a great sacrifice to the drowned god, a highborn lord of the Greenlands and a worshipper of their 7 false gods. A sacrifice wasn't all he would gain from this lordling, however. He'd also taken his beautiful Dornish wife for his own, his men as thralls, and best of all, he had claimed the Dane ancestral sword, Dorn. It was quite possibly the world's most famous sword. It glistened bright white in the light like milk glass, and now it belonged to Ragnar. He had paid the iron price for it. It was no axe of which Ragnar was famous for using, yet he was sure it would serve him well. Ragnar sat at the Dane high table. Theon Mistwater, Blackhand Hoare, Gregory Ironside and Eric Sachs sat alongside him, his new salt wife weeping by his side. Many men were playing at dice or indulging in the lethal finger dance. Ragnar steadied himself to his feet, the rich Dornish wine taking its toll. All the captains began to bang their tankards on the table as they grunted a chant along to the tune of the makeshift drums. Ironborn! I have given you a taste of what I promised when you chose me as your king. The hall erupted once more with chants of Ragnar! Ragnar! Theon Mistwater, I name you as Lord Reaver of the Torrentine. Hagen Stonetree, I name you Lord Reaver of the Elbow. Iron captains, stay as loyal to me as my 2 great champions, and you too shall gain great lands and wealth in reward. Celebrate and enjoy the taste of this great victory, for on the morrow we set sail to many more. Ragnar unsheathed Dorn and rose it into the air, screaming. His captains shouted along with him as the distant screams of Lord Dane slowly began to go silent. His new lands of the Torrentine were positioned perfectly to be able to hold the sea to its south where none could compete with the Iron Fleet, and to the north the great Dornish marshes shielding them. Now it was time to plan further conquest and expansion. The next day, as they prepared to set sail, Balon Whitecrow and his fleet appeared, returning home from raiding. With great news from the east, the mighty Valyrian Empire had collapsed, the freehold swallowed by the sea, the Doom they was calling it, the world's greatest empire wiped out in one quick stroke. Yet Ragnar knew the truth. The drowned god had cast down the dragons with his wrath, opening up the world for a new power to take control. Now with the Valyrians gone, the whole of the known world was open and free for the Ironborn to raid, pillage and conquer. First though, the lands of the squabbling and warring Westerosi kings were ripe for the taking.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we're carrying on with our new custom series, the Iron Price as Iron King Ragnar Irontide. A quick recap of the first episode in case you do not listen to the introductions, which is perfectly fine. I know they're not for everyone, but we took Starfall and the duchy surrounding it in the price of blood as we attacked Dorne to claim it, and we took down the Danes. I do actually feel a little bit sorry for the Danes, and I do apologise, Chris. I know you're a Dane lover, but obviously, yes, we invaded Starfall. We took Lord Dane captive. We took his wife, Alysanne Dane, as our salt wife. We then went down to the beach and strapped Lord Dane down so the tide could come in and wash over him and drown him to the drowned god in a sacrifice. And then, best of all, we managed to claim Dorn, obviously the famous ancestral sword of House Dane, which is absolutely awesome that we now wield the best sword in the Seven Kingdoms. We obviously have a lot of new characters, well, 4 new characters to introduce to you guys as well, and we also need to hand out some of our new lordships that we've gained, as we're currently 7 over our demesne limit. So let's have a little look who we've got. Okay, so first out of our 4 new characters is Magnus Steelwave, a great Ironborn Reaver who has been away for years in the East raiding and pillaging, and now that he hears news of this new Iron King who has had great success the old way by claiming lands in Dawn, he's decided to come home finally, now that there is a worthy king in charge who is willing to revert to the way the Ironborn should live, just as he wants to live. So he's going to be very loyal to Iron King Ragnar. He is a brilliant commander. He's slow, strong, ugly, scarred, a berserker, a formidable fighter, a giant, brave, zealous, gluttonous, proud, shy, and a drunkard. So he's very, very Ironborn, as you can see from his traits. 0 stewardship, 0 diplomacy, 1 intrigue, 2 learning, but then yeah, 26 martial, so he's very impressive, as you can see. Next up we have John Whitewin, who is a bastard of House Redwin on an Ironborn, so that's why he worships the old gods. Obviously, growing up in the Arbor, he's going to be just as familiar around ships and sailing, as obviously they have a great fleet themselves. He's got a similar sigil to House Redwin, but with white greats instead. I hope that that is okay. And he is a charismatic negotiator. He's attractive, quick, a bastard, a skilled fighter, a master seducer, a duelist. He's kind, lustful, humble, brave, honest, and a drunkard, which, well, growing up on the Arbor with all that free wine about, I'd imagine you would turn into a drunkard. I know I definitely would. I do love my wine. Okay, for Greysteel, who is a half Valyrian Ironborn, a bastard on some House Targaryen lord. He's a dutiful commander. He's attractive, a skilled fighter, strong, a giant, a bastard, lustful, wrath, kind, greedy, proud, brave, and arbitrary. And then last but certainly not least, we have a Balon Whitecrow, who was obviously in the introduction. He was out east raiding around Slaver's Bay when the Doom obviously happened. So he witnessed that, and he's come back and told us about the great fall of the East. He is a Grey Emissant, a Lightfoot leader, a holy warrior. He's shrewd, quick, a trained fighter, a ravager, a gamer, a lustful, charitable, proud, zealous, and one-eyed, as well you can obviously see. Right, so now that those 4 new characters are out of the way, let's just make them important quickly so that they don't disappear. We do need to find marriages for all 4 as well. Where is the other one? Where's he gone? Magnus Steelwave. There we go. Right, so we'll sort those out quickly first. Get those out of the way before we forget. So let's search our realm for women who are not married. Who's got the best traits? Right, so we've got 16-year-old Asher. Yep, so she's perfect. Doesn't really matter about trait-wise. This is just for the first wife to make sure that these families don't die out. We'll marry Asher to Balon. And then we've got Gwyneth here, courtier in Stone Tree. She's only 20, so we'll arrange a marriage between her and Magna. There we go, that's 2. Marshall, we have Gwyneth and Asher we've already done. Arsa, 23. She was married already. Yep, you'll do. We'll arrange a marriage between Arsa and John. We've not married John off yet, and now we need to do one more. Stewardship, Yara, Arsa, Asher. We did Asher, didn't we? Yes. Asaya. She has gonorrhea though, so I think we'll give her a miss. We're going to have to search, not from our realm by the looks of it then, so let's just search all. Diplomacy. 22. Yeti's a bit far away, so I don't think... Here we go, a Royner. Let's arrange a marriage between this Roynish lady and 4. There we go, so that's marriages for all 4 of them guys done. Do hope you enjoyed the first episode as well, guys, as well as House Grand, which obviously episode 3 was on yesterday, with 21 of your characters now included in that already. No, 22, sorry, tell a lie, because obviously I did an extra one in episode 2 by accident, but yep, 22 custom characters in that series after 3 episodes already. There's 7 more coming for episode 4, and then I think I've got about 6 or 7 for episode 5, and then I'm all caught up as it stands, and obviously I'll add poor Draco back in as well at that point. But yeah, as it stands, I've got enough for 5 episodes, so we really need to start swallowing up more land in that series now to hand out to you guys. But let's look at the land that we've got in this series that we need to give away first. I think we'll give Theon Mistwater some of it, as obviously he was one of our champions in the King's Moot. So we'll give him the Castle of High Hermitage and all the titles that come with it, which has got rid of 6 of our provinces, which is perfect. So we've got 4 more to get rid of. I think we'll give them to Hagen, as he was our other champion and one of our close childhood friends. And we'll grant him the Lordship of the Elbow with all its lower titles, and we're still one province over. I think we'll give the Holy Site, or whatever the Stone Drowned Men call it, we'll give that to Harrock Tidebreaker. He's obviously our drowned man, so we'll grant landed title Sea Hall. They call it a Sea Hall. Sea Hall of Starfall. That rhymes. Okay, so we'll give him that, and that puts us back on level terms with 5 provinces, which we're allowed. Obviously, we can't attack Dawn again, which is a shame, because Dawn are literally ripe for the taking. They're the weakest of the kingdoms. The reach is way too strong for us. Way too many men, especially if people join against them. Stormlands are too powerful, as is the Rock. The North is probably the next best one we can take, but they do still have more men than we can probably handle at the moment. We could head eastward, which would be interesting. Could go raiding in the east. Now that Valyria has fallen, we haven't got to worry about Dragon Lords, but we'll see. Or the Rock, yeah, 21,000 men. It looks like they're at war though, which is interesting. Who are you at war with? The Stormlands, defending against Storm King. War score 8% in favour of the Stormlands. Okay, that's interesting. We could attack the west then and try and... I didn't really want to try and attack and expand just yet this earlier. I hope to have an episode of expanding, doing a bit of raiding, but... Not expanding, sorry, but like settling in on new lands. But yeah, while we've got a chance and these are at war, let's go for it. So we've got the invasion of Castamere. Only 2 provinces. The invasion of Casti Rock. I don't really want to go straight for the capital. Invasion of Crakehall, which would be good, but it's a bit far away. Invasion of Case. That could be good. We could get Fair Isle. I would like to have Fair Isle. That could be quite cool to have the island. And the invasion of the Crag, which is actually right next to the Iron Island. So we will go with the invasion of the Crag. Try and get the Bane Fort and the Crag from the Westerlands. Let's call up our men. Only 15,000, less than them, but they're obviously going to lose a lot of men, hopefully, to the Storm God. So that's why I thought we should go for it straight away. Why it's quite even between them and the Stormlands. We'll dock our ships off in the Fair Sea, just off the coast of the Crag. Yeah, I didn't think we'd have any men down here just yet, but we will obviously get them soon once we settle in. But yeah, we'll go for the Crag whilst they're occupied by the Stormlanders. Iron King Ragnar, after listening to the advice of a group of bannermen led by Lord Reynard Sarwick of Riverspring, I hereby extract a series of laws empowering my council to act on matters of training the governance of High Lordship of the Gold Road, signed Sir Ilan Payne. Okay, why that concerns me I don't know, but whatever. But yeah, hopefully the West will get weaker and weaker the more the Stormlands attack them. Awesome. There's 2 of our brides coming. Sorry about that noise. That's my dogs just having a nice stretch behind me by the looks of it. Right, let's get our men at peace with you. I accept the suggestion. There's another marriage sorted and another... There we go. So that's all 4 marriages sorted now for our new characters. Hell of a lot of ships here, as we can see. 499 ships. Is that all of the... No, and we've still got the ones from the Lonely Light on their way, as well as whatever ships we'll eventually have down in Starfall as well. Right, so there we go. 502 ships, 15,000 men. This campaign has been proof that Lord Ragnar of Sealskin Point is a good person to spend time with. I value his opinion highly and trust him on the battlefield. Awesome, we've made another friend. Supply limits 10,000, 10,000... Castamere 13,000. Right, so we are going to need to probably split the unit in half once we obviously dock. So we'll dock straight in the Crag and then we'll split our men in half. We've got to look out for the Lannister men wherever they may be. Hopefully they'll lose a lot of men in this war against the Durandans, which is now 4% in favour of the Lannisters, but he has lost a few thousand men in doing so, so that's good. That's very good. Still, obviously, here we are with our Driftwood Crown. Love it. Hopefully, we'll get a child soon with our Salt Wife. They say the dragons live once more. Okay. Hopefully not, because I'm hoping that the dragons are all gone. Right, we need to split this host in half. First chance we get. Let's put ourselves in charge of the centre with Gregora and Hagen. My king, I wrote to express the constant... I don't really... No, you can shut up. I'm happy with my commanders as they are for now. You just have to get on with it. Hopefully we'll land soon. We need to split the army in half instantly. Split in half. And the second army, we will march north to the Bane Fort. And in charge of that, we will have Euron Greyjoy, Meldred, of Pebbleton Castle and Eric sacks, they can march north to the Bane Fort, and we'll have Ragnar, Hagen and Grigori to siege the Crag. Once they split up, we'll have enough less men than the limit, so at least we'll be able to siege this quite well. Wow, we can 50,200 men our ships can carry. We've got enough ships to carry like 3 times the amount of men that we've got almost. Oh wow, what's happened there? To all my subjects, the inheritance of the Trident has been thrown into question, and so a great council must be held to determine who shall inherit the kingdom. All shall gather in the Blue Fort so we can vote for the new sovereign. What the hell has happened over there? Defending against Lord Protector Edric of the Stormlands in Stormland West. Okay, that's interesting. So the Trident is now going to have its own kingdom by the looks of it. What the hell has gone on down here in the Stormlands? Lord Protector Edric of the Stormland Buckler. What's happened to the Durandans? Is there not any Durand? Has the Durandans died out? Lordship of Storm's End. It looks like they've died out. Okay, I've not got a clue what's just happened there. But we'll have to keep an eye on that, because we can maybe start hacking up some of the Trident land if so. Hopefully they split into 2 different kingdoms. That would be absolutely perfect. The Trident recently fell into a period of interregnum, with a great council of nobles being called to determine the heir. Roy of Seven Bridges has been backed by the heir of the kingdom. Okay, Roy, okay, interesting. Be interesting to see what happens there. Definitely got to keep an eye on that. Okay, Lord Donald, the Able of House Swan. Okay. Yes, I'll pay you for now, because we don't want anyone declaring war on us while we're currently at war. To my liege, the brave holy warrior Ragnar, it has not escaped me that several of your commanders lack formal training in military tactics. I would like to offer my service by training Harrick, Hagen and Grigori in the use of advanced battlefield stratagems. Most generous offer. Perfect. Go for it. Right, let's try and siege these lands as quickly as we can. Hopefully, we'll be able to gain ourselves a second Salt Wife. It'd be cool to get a Westerling Salt Wife. Iron King Ragnar, after listening to the advice of a group of bannermen led by Lord Jason of Darry, I hereby enact a series of laws getting more freedom and privileges to the Lord of the Jason Darry, relaxing the authority of King. Signed, King Roy of the House of Seven Bridges. King Roy of the Trident. Okay, so they are actually now separate kingdoms by the looks of it, which is interesting. My dear friend, I wish to give you the honour of sending my child Horgan to you in Pebbleton. Horgan Harlaw. Okay, a fine notion, I accept. Right, so how strong is the Trident as a kingdom? 3,000 men. Oh my god, they are so ripe for the taking. Oh, if we can win this war quickly, the Trident is so ripe for the taking. My liege, I've managed to sow distrust. Yep, okay. We need to end this war quickly so that we can go and take Seaguard. One of your guards has brought word from themselves and says your concubine, Alicine Dane, was covertly set free during the night by a small band of men. In their desperate escape from the castle, one of them was captured and after question revealed they were the employ of Lysine Dane, incompetent fool. So, our Salt Wife has escaped. No! Bring her back. Damn it, never mind. We'll get more, We will get more Salt Wives. We've nearly sieged these lands now. What are the Lannisters up to? They're still at war with the Stormlands, which is good. The Stormlands have nearly won that already, though, which is not good. How many men have the West now got? I forgot to 8,000, so we should be able to win this war, no problem, really. And then I want to get it over with quickly why the Riverlands are so weak, because we can claim so much Riverland land. As someone was born to Yoren Hightide and Ronda of Volmont named Harren Hightide. Born with the attractive trait, and he's got some diplomacy straight away. So let's see if they'll train him in that. And the Iron Islands now view us with respect, which is great news. Almost siege both these lands. Master Meldred has proven himself worthy to be called Ironborn, as he has captured Joanna as his concubine. Well played, Master Meldrew. Joanna Tarbeck. The Crag has fallen to our band of Reavers. Perhaps I should claim a Salt Husband. You mean Salt Wife. Lady Marine of the Crag, but she's not actually a Westerling, is she? But we don't now have. So, and she is the Lord's wife, so yes, she will make a fine Salt Wife. There we go, we now have a Westerlander Salt Wife, which is perfect. We do want to make the 8, of course. To all my subjects, the inheritance of the Stormlands has been thrown into question, and so a great council must be held to determine who shall inherit the kingdom. All gather in Storm's End so we can vote for a new sovereign. Edric Buckler. Be interesting to see who it goes to. Very interesting to see. I can't believe how weak this Kingdom of the Trident is. He's got like high... Oh no, he's getting a bit stronger now that he's getting in charge. Yoren approaches you. My liege, I have a great idea for momentum. Something to raise our culture status and make the people notice what a great ruler you are. I require some gold and your patience, and the work would take a year to complete. So be it. Surprise me. Yep, go on then, Yoren. I'll put faith in you, but if you fail us, I will sacrifice you to the drowned god. Stormlands recently fell into a period of integrum, with a great council of nobles being called to determine the heir. Cameron of Bonewatch has been backed. Okay, so Storm King Cameron of Bonewatch, whoever you are, is the new Storm King. Interesting. I don't know what's happened to all the Durandans, but they've completely disappeared apparently. A son was born to Eric Sachs. Awesome. Saywan Sachs hasn't got any traits or anything yet, so it'll be interesting to see what he turns into, but at least your guys' lords are reproducing and producing some heirs, which is great news. Stormlands is still bigger than obviously the Stormlands in the current story, as they've got all around the Blackwater King's Landing area, so that's interesting. The Lannisters are too weak to actually attack us. No one's joined them just yet in a coalition. Now they've said that, someone probably will, and they'll screw us over, but let's just forward things along nicely. My dear friend, I wish the honour of sending my child Grisella to you. Let's have a look at her. Okay, she's pretty good. Yeah, I accept. Why not? Rainfort has fallen to our band of Reavers. Perhaps I should claim a Salt Wife. Let's have a look at you of Rainfort. No, no need for this. We've already got one Westerlander Salt Wife, so we'll leave as it is. How far off are we from sieging this? Not too far, and not too far from sieging that as well. We won't call up any more banners. We probably can now. Grealish asks, how can I best serve the drowned god faith? Be brave against our enemies. Grisella has become a true believer and wants to follow the faith. She has gained the zealous trait. Perfect. Here we go. The Banefort's captured. We'll march them south to join our men in the Crag. We'll take the Crag and then march south for Casterly Rock, which will obviously hopefully end the war pretty quickly. Let's merge our troops together. We still want Rogner leading the centre, please, with Hagen and Grigora. Crag's Bay has fallen to our band of Reavers. Perhaps I should claim a Salt Wife. Let's have a look at her. No, I have no need for this. Okay, there we go. We've got one more province to attack. We'll just assault that. There we go. We're at 49% war score. Let's march on to Castamere for now. We'll dock the ships in the Crag. There's only 700 Lannister men back on the island, so we haven't got to worry about that at least, which is great news. When I introduced my friend to Lord Reaver Yoren, I had high hopes. I hoped they would become fast friends so we could spend time together, the three of us. Lord Reaver Yoren and my friend had a great time together. Who is it? Drowned Man Harrick of Starfall. Perfect. That's good. We're losing men very quickly though, which is not good. Let's forward things along. Get this under siege quickly. My king, I've collected an ample tax revenue in Pebbleton. Awesome, 30 gold. And so much gold as Ironborn. You just take so much when you're attacking. Iron King Rogner of the Ironhorns, your drowned man Harrick of Starfall, was killed by heathens when trying to spread the holy faith in Starfall. Shit, horrible. Well, that's not good. We need a new Septon now then, don't we? A new priest. We've only got one. Let's get him to obviously try and change the faith of people in Starfall. We want to get people worshipping the drowned god in our new lands. Obviously, we want to try and keep our lands in and around the sea. It'd be no good for us to have land in the middle of nowhere. The momentum promised by Yoren is finished. Some people in the crowd cover their children's eyes at the statue is unveiled. It's a couple in the middle of lovemaking and not exactly presented in a tasteful way. Children must learn this sooner or later. Lose 100 piety. Tear it down. Yeah, tear it down. Very disappointed in Yoren. What the hell was she thinking? Your vassal, Lord Tormund of Hammerhall, is arguing with his wife. She seems quite upset. They are almost screaming at each other. None of my business. I don't care. Your vassals now view you as intimidating. Perfect. That's what we want. We want them to be intimidating and fearful of us. Hopefully we can take Castamere soon. We're at 75% war score. A daughter was born to Yoren Hightide and Rhonda of Volmar, named Yinis Pike. Okay, so it's a bastard. Grigori Ironside has arrived at your court. Okay, he was at our court anyway, wasn't he? We're losing a lot of men in this siege, and that is a lot of Lannister men marching north. Can we get more men? Let's have a look. How many men have we got down in Starfall? Over 1,000, so they may be useful. We'll try and bring them up north if we can to help out. 8,000 men, though. We should be able to defend against the 4,000 that are marching north. Especially with the commanders that we've got in charge. Should be more than enough to handle that. We're at 80% war score as well, so we're almost there. My dear friend, I wish to give you the honour of sending my child, Drennan, to you in Pebbleton. Let's have a look at him. Drennan Faenoid. Farwind, sorry. Yes, a fine notion. I would take him. Why not? Yoren Hightide has been a leal and able servant, having successfully completed many tasks in the aid of the Iron Islands. It would be seen as the right and honourable course to reward him with certain... Agreed, I shall arrange a reward. We'll send him a bit of gold. That's always the easiest option. They are going to attack us, which seems like a foolish thing to do, because we have got an advantage. Your friend Lord Torwood was long thought dead. His ship struck down by the storm god whilst at sea, yet here he is now striding through your hall. And he has changed. He is wearing rough spun robes and carrying a driftwood crew. He says he was drowned, and yet the drowned god chose to spare him, and he will now devote his life to serving him. Okay. So we now have a drowned zealot in our court. That's probably good. That's 85%. That bat was probably going to take us right up. Yeah, 94%. All we've got to do is siege Castamere, and that should give us enough to win. A daughter was born to Balon Whitecrow and Asher named Moella. Wow. Quick. Born with a quick trait. That's perfect. Let's try and get her to be more stewardship. Why not? Something a bit different. Right, where are those 4,000 men marching away to? We just need to siege this. I'm not going to assault it, because that is a hell of a lot of defenders in Castamere. Lord Damien of Castamere. He does have Red Rain. Oh my god, he still has Red Rain. It's not been taken by the Ironborn yet. Oh, that could be awesome. If we sack Castamere, we could gain ourselves another Valyrian Steel Sword. A daughter was born to Daemon Blackholt and Orbella Phyllis, named Hyella Blackholt, and she's sickly, so that's not good. Things could go bad for her. We're at 100% now, but we've almost sieged this, so I kind of want to finish sieging it, just in case we can get Red Rain. Okay, Salt Wife. Lord Lyanna of Castamere. She's 30, so she probably won't give us a child, but she is a highborn. Or Lord Lyanna Lannister. Oh, a Lannister. I like the look of her. Yes, we've got a Lannister Salt Wife. Perfect. She's arrived at our court. Oh, we didn't get a chance to get in Red Rain. Probably need to siege a bit more, but I'm not going to risk it. We've already got a Valyrian Steel Sword, so we'll enforce demands and offer peace. There we go. We've claimed the Crag and all its lordships. Perfect. Let's march our men home so that we can disband the ships and the men. Disband the fleet, march the men home. There we go. We've expanded into the Banefort and into the Crag. So now we've got these lands that we need to give away to our loyal servants. Who shall we reward next? You're on high tide. I think I'm going to reward you with a bit of land. So we will grant you the lordship of the Crag and everything that comes with it. There we go. And I think the Banefort, considering its history and such, I think I'll give that to Eric Sachs, because he is a bit of a lunatic, so I think he'd be a great fit for the lordship of the Banefort. There we go, and we're back to our province limit. How is the Trident looking? Are they still looking? No, they've got a lot of men now, so they're not so ripe for the taking anymore. What about the Stormlands? 14,000 men, so they are quite weak. The Reach, too many men. Okay, I forgot that we'd brought you guys up. We don't need you anymore. Didn't even bring you up north in the end because we didn't need you. Maybe our truce has expired with Dawn by now, which would be quite interesting if it has. That means we can invade Dawn. What about the north? How strong is the north? It's too strong still. The wars have subsided for now. Can we disband our men then, please? There we go. Perfect. That was a great victory, and we expand our lands even more around the coast, defended by the mountains as well, so that we can only be attacked from the sides, so we can defend it quite well, because the Crag obviously had that defensive bonus, so that's perfect. Has our truce expired with Dawn yet? Not yet. It expires on Wow, another 8 years. That is a long time. That is a long time for that to expire. So we can't go and invade them just yet. How many men do we have? 9,000. So we do need to let our men recover ourselves anyway. So I think we will do that. The war has ended. Do you wish to reappoint the old council? Yes, I do. Upgrade holding. We could do that. Everyone is doing something, aren't they? Yes. Minor titles. Do we have better commanders now than what? Well, we've got room for 2 more commanders. So we'll go with Magnus Steelwave. And you're pretty good. Lord Thorwald of Hammerhorn. But why, Gregory, why are you not a commander? You should have been a commander. We do have a better one than this Ragnar guy, though, now. So we'll go with 4. And Lord Reaver of Pike, we'll keep you. Stafford and Spar, I think we've got better ones than you. Yes, so we'll go with Torwald. I think he'll be a better one. Don't forget that Knights of the North will be uploading as well tomorrow, guys. So I hope you're still enjoying that series. I know most of you are. I really am. It's my favourite series on the channel still, but I am enjoying this one and House Grand soon. So who knows, maybe they will catch up with it eventually. Who knows? My liege, I've managed to sow dissent between Septon George of Highgarden and his liege, King Garland the Sixth. I hope this pleases you. Yes, it does. Because we want to get the Arbor. And more land down this coast. I was hoping the Trident would remain weak so that we could swoop in and try and take the land around Seaguard, and then we could take Cape Kraken as well and the Flint's Finger from the Starks, but they're too strong for us at the moment. Obviously we have the naval power, but then the east is open to us as well. We can actually go and declare war on, say, Lys or Tyrosh. I think we can actually, yeah, we can actually try and invade and take Lys, so that would be awesome if we did take some land over here. Because then, obviously, we'd have all this strength down the west coast. But if we could have some land around here as well, say the Stepstones or one of these islands, we then have all of the east coast of Westeros open to us as well as the west coast of Essos, obviously, because Valeria's... Well, I ain't got a clue what's going on with Valeria. It looks like Volantis is now actually free. Okay, what's going on there? He's imprisoned and he'd been blinded by the looks of it. Imprisoned by... Okay, interesting. We can actually declare war and try and claim Volantis, which would be very interesting. But it's a little bit far away, I think. I don't want to go for something too unrealistic. But Lys or Tyrosh, though, are there for the taking. Tyrosh has 8,000 men. And when we declare war and do invasion of Tyrosh, is that for all of Tyrosh? No, just the island by the looks of it. But that's the bit we want anyway with our fleet. We could go for that, which would be interesting. We could try and invade Tyrosh. That would be very interesting. Or Lys. How strong are you? You've only got 8,000 men as well. What have we got? 9,000, because we're still recovering. So we may let ourselves recover first and then take some of those lands. Or even if we go and raid those lands, that will help massively. Obviously, we can't invade the Rock too soon because we're going to now have a truce with those as well, which is flipping annoying for 10 years. So Dawn are obviously a right for the take. We're definitely going to invade Dawn first chance we get again, just because of how weak they are. We'll spread down the southern coast, I think. Take the lands of Hellholt, maybe, from House Ulla. Definitely want to take the Arbor, but Reach is way too powerful for us for now. Gonna have to focus on the weaker kingdoms for now. I did think the Starks would be a bit weaker than they are, but he's an old king, so maybe when he dies, he's only got one child as well, Prince Jorah of the North. So maybe when he dies and he takes over, they'll be a little bit more vulnerable. So we'll have to see how that goes. I think we'll end this episode here, though. For now, guys, we have managed to expand once more. If we can keep it at that sort of pace, like the Knights of the North, which I know you guys enjoyed and said you like it at that pace, where we expand and upgrade our provinces, get our characters involved, make it a lot more story-based, like the Knights of the North. I do enjoy playing like that, role-playing a little bit more, and I know you guys enjoy watching it. It makes it more unique and more story-based, which I absolutely love. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here and you enjoyed this video. I'd really appreciate it. It'll help the channel continue growing, which it has been massively growing so far lately, which I'm really happy about, and I can't thank you guys enough. Also, don't forget to join the Discord server and comment down below so that I can chat with you. Thank you once again, and hopefully I'll see you very soon.